Hi everyone, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am attempting to do a full face of makeup using only Korean products. So all of the makeup products that I'm going to be using today are only Korean brands. I really hope this works out because I'm filming 2 other videos and I actually want this to turn out nice. Like, I'm not trying to sabotage this at all. In some past videos, I've mentioned that I would like to do videos using Korean makeup brands, especially when it comes to complexion products, but as a black woman and as a dark-skinned person of color here in Korea, I know that there are not foundations that match me, at least Korean brands. You know, you can say that there aren't dark-skinned Koreans, or Koreans don't run as dark as me, or there isn't a demand for Korean brands to make these dark shades here in Korea, but there are a lot of black people here in Korea, and there are dark-skinned Koreans. And I feel like, I don't know, like this whole saying that there's no need for dark shades in Korean foundations, I find that very annoying, especially living here in Korea and seeing that there are so many people of color that are dark skinned, even Koreans. Like, I see some of the teachers in my school wearing foundations and they are white, like they do not match them at all. So even just Koreans in general, Koreans are not as light as these foundation shades make them out to be. But that's not what this video is about. I'm going to be doing a full face of only Korean products. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. I have this entire box full of makeup that I've been collecting since last year. The reason why I actually am now able to film this video is because the foundation and the concealer that I am using is a Korean brand, but I will explain a little bit later why it took so long for me to film this video. The first thing I'm going to use is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask because my lips are very dry. The primer I'm using is the Innisfree No Sebum Blur Primer. I have very oily skin, so I tend to like for my foundations and my primers to be a little bit more mattifying. Not super mattifying, but I don't like to be dewy. And I feel like Korean makeup and K-beauty in general is very much like glowy, dewy skin, and that's not my thing just because I get very oily very quickly. I don't know what the smell is on this, but it smells kind of weird. I can't smell it on my face, but when you apply it, it smells weird. A lot of these products, almost all of them, I have never used. I haven't opened them. They've just been sitting in this box waiting for me to film this video. Now, because I have oily skin, I do tend to set my primers with just a little bit of powder just to help block the oils a little bit more, and it helps to give my face a little bit more coverage without using a bunch of foundation and concealer and powder. So I'm going to be using the Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Powder. To be honest, I'm terrified to use this powder because it is white and it is the only powder that I could find that claimed to be mattifying, that was kind of like a loose powder. The littlest bit of powder. Next, I'm going to go into foundation. So the foundation that I will be using is the Innisfree Velvet Cover Foundation. And I am in the shade C43. The reason why I pretty much delayed making this video was because it's hard to find foundations and concealers that are a decent match, especially when you're here in Korea. And I've mentioned before in some of my videos that there are Korean brands that have dark or decently dark foundation shades. For example, Innisfree, Misha, I believe. There are some other ones, but they only really cater to the US and Canada. So if you are living in the US or in Canada, then you can buy these shades. You can even buy them online, but they do not ship to Korea. They do not sell these shades in Korea. And it's annoying. You know, I live in Korea, but I can't even buy a Korean foundation that is my color. So I did go to New York this past winter for my winter vacation, and I stopped by the Innisfree store in Herald Square and picked up this foundation and 2 concealer shades. Oh my gosh, I look so ashy. I believe this is my foundation shade. They did have a bunch of shades that were even darker than this one. Their concealer color range wasn't that amazing. For the fact that it is a Korean brand and they have shades that are at least my shade and even darker than me. And I believe in their concealer shade, they had 1 or 2 concealer shades that was darker than my own concealer or this foundation color. So I think that's great. That's amazing. It just sucks that they only cater to customers in the US and Canada. So that's very annoying to me. Like, there are black people in Korea, there are black people in Asia, there are black people all over the world, and even Koreans that are darker than the shades that you are selling in your own country. So I think you should sell it everywhere, but that's just my opinion. Right off the bat, this is a very extremely lightweight foundation. Like, I can barely feel it on my face. And I don't like very heavy, super full coverage foundations. So I feel like if it performs well with my oil, I'm gonna really like this foundation. The color, it matches my face. I think it matches my face, and I feel like it'll match my body, but my neck and my chest are a lot lighter than the rest of my body, especially a lot lighter than my face. So I do tend to kind of have trouble shade matching myself, but I don't mind blending a little bit down to my neck. I think it looks good, especially for only 1.5 pumps. It looks good. You can still see my skin. You can still see like a little bit of darkness on my cheeks and some blemishes and stuff, but it's really not bad. It feels really lightweight. It feels really nice. I really like this. It's just a shame that they only sell it in the US and Canada. Next up for concealers, I have the Innisfree Velvet Cover Concealer. I have 2 shades. I have the shade C47 and the shade W37. One is 1 shade lighter than the shade that I used for my face, for my base. And the other, I believe, is the darkest shade. So we'll see if I can use these to highlight and contour. So here is my foundation shade. Here is the lighter concealer, and here is the darker concealer. Looking at the concealer, the lighter concealer, it looks really neutral and not like a color that I would honestly typically use to conceal my face. So I'm kind of scared of how that's gonna turn out. But the darker concealer, it looks promising. So we'll see. Oh, I forgot to also mention, these concealers are only $9 and the foundation is $20. I feel like it's very affordable, especially the concealers. So if you have if you find your shade in the concealer, you won't have to really, you know, buy the foundation. I feel like I look ghostly under my eyes. Like there's no golden yellowy color that I'm used to. The concealer, it feels really hydrating. It doesn't feel drying and matte on my face. This doesn't feel greasy and like slippy and slidey, which I actually really like. I'm not mad at the concealer. I just wish the shades were a little bit more on the yellower goldy side. So this shade was the one right under my foundation shade. So if I had went lighter than this, then it would look crazy. So I don't like looking crazy. Now to contour. I don't know how it looks on camera, but in person it just looks like my foundation shade, which I guess it looks a little bit darker on camera. You know what? Actually, under my eyes doesn't look bad on camera either, but in person it just looks too neutral. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I should use a brush and not my fingers. I mean, the contour, the darker color isn't that bad for me to contour. It's just, it's not super, it's not going to give me a very sculpted contour or something really dramatic and harsh, which I don't like for my contour to look dramatic and harsh anyway. But if you are darker than me and you are hoping to use these concealers to contour, you are not going to be able to contour with it. I do think that this particular shade, this C47, I do believe that it's not the darkest foundation color. So if you want to use their foundations to maybe highlight or contour your face, because their foundations, their concealers don't come in the full range of colors like their foundations do. So you could just buy, you know, their foundations in multiple colors and use that for your face. But just know that the concealers are $9 and the foundation is $20. My face doesn't look terrible. I mean, I'm not surprised because I knew that, you know, these colors would at least decently work for me, but I was really scared about the concealer, the under eye concealer color, and it doesn't look bad, which is great. But now we're gonna set everything with the powder, so that's where I'm really scared. I am using again the Innisfree No Sebum mineral powder, and I'm going to use that to set my under eyes first and then lightly set the rest of my face. And this is where everything could go possibly wrong very quickly. So I'm going to just use the smallest amount of powder. It doesn't look terrible. Then again, I did use a very light amount of powder. It's not looking yellowy and goldeny like I would typically like for it to look, but on camera it looks a lot better than it, in my opinion, it looks a lot better than it does in person. It doesn't look as a little bit ashy and gray on camera as it does in person. For my eyebrows are microbladed, so I don't really need to do a whole bunch to them, but the pencil that I was using before my eyebrows were microbladed is from Etude House, and it is Drawing Eyebrow. Yeah, I can't find the shade on it, but it's the darkest brown pencil. Next, I'm just going to use a little bit of that lighter concealer for my lids because I don't have an eyeshadow primer. For my eyeshadow options, I do have a palette and I have a few little individual eyeshadows, but the main thing that I wanted to try was the palette. And this palette is from Etude House and it is called the Maple Road Play Color Eyes palette. This palette is very much like your fall colors, your browns, your coppers, your oranges. And these are the type of colors that I tend to gravitate towards. And I will say that when I saw this palette online, it definitely looked a lot darker online than it does in person. I'm hoping that they're not super ashy on me, but we'll see. I also have this individual eyeshadow from the Face Shop in the color Chocolate. Then I have these two eyeshadows from Misha. This one is Blue Night, which I have used before and it is very pretty. This one is like a blue eyeshadow with purple shifts in it. And this one is Fairy Beach and it is orange but has purpley shifts in it. First I'm gonna go in with this middle color. Then I'm gonna take this bottom shade here in the middle. Then I'm gonna go in with the darkest color in the palette. Next, I'm going to take this shimmery golden color and put that on my lid with my finger. It's shimmery, but it's not as pop-in as I would like it to be. Next, I'm going to take this shimmer shade on this corner and add that right on top. Then I'm just going to add the same 3 matte shades under my eye. I think I'm done with the eyes. It looks super orangey and like, I don't know, it just looks really not like what it looks like in person. It looks a lot more natural and toned down in person, but on camera, I don't know, it just looks like a lot. Maybe that's just my camera or the lighting. I don't know. I'm going to take this slim gel eyeliner from Mersey in the shade Bronze Opal. I'm going to use this small angled brush. This dark brown eyeshadow, I'm going to smudge that on top of the gel eyeliner. There was a lot of fallout from the glitter. Like the glitter kind of got, oh my gosh, the glitter kind of got everywhere on my face. I'm gonna contour my face using the dark small eyeshadow. I mean, it did something, I guess. For blush, I have 2 options. I have this blush by Nature Republic, which is in the shade Poppy Red. It's a lot more red and orangey in person, but when you swatch it, it's very not pigmented. And I also have a blush from Lily by Red, the Love Beam Cheek, in the color number 7. So this is the Lily by Red blush, and this is the Nature Republic blush. I think I'm gonna go with the Nature Republic one. For mascara, I have 2 mascaras. I have the Innisfree Skinny Micro Cara Zero mascara, and I have the Misha Length Boost Cara. I have two lashes by the brand Darkness, Natural 1 and Waterline 1. To be honest, I don't really care for either of these, but the website that I used to order most of these things online, these were the best lashes that I saw that I liked. So I'm gonna go with Waterline number 1. While I wait for my lashes to get tacky so I can apply them, I'm going to apply highlighter. So I have two highlighters. I have a liquid highlighter beam. Doesn't say the shade, but it looks like this. And then I have their powder highlighter. So this is the Yuki Professional Mineral Water Glow Highlighter in the color number 5 Shimmering Finish. For my lips, I have a liquid lipstick and also a clear gloss. In Korea, they tend to really like matte lips, which I don't really care for matte lipstick. The lipstick that I got is by Espoir, the Espoir Couture Lip Fluid Velvet Lipstick in the color Modest. Then I'm gonna take this clear gloss. Oh, this is actually a Japanese brand. I didn't know this when I bought this gloss, that it's actually Japanese, which is really stupid because there's Japanese characters all over it. But I bought it here in Korea thinking it was a Korean brand, like a lip oil gloss. To finish off my face, I'm going to use the Innisfree No Sebum Setting Spray. I think my face actually does not look bad. It does not look bad at all. It does look a little bit kind of shinier than I would expect it to with that setting spray. Honestly, my face looks really good. I just really wish that this foundation and concealer and other Korean products that have dark shades were actually being sold here in Korea, because I feel like actual dark-skinned people and black people would actually buy these products, at least black people that are here living in Korea. But since they aren't here, we aren't able to buy them unless we go to the States or if we pay extra fees for shipping just to have it sent to Korea. Almost all of these products I've never used before, and I'm actually very pleasantly surprised and satisfied with how my face looks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what products you maybe have tried that I've used in this video, or if there are any products, any Korean makeup products that you really enjoy that you think I should check out, and I'll definitely look into them. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!